Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my videos before, I make videos on budgeting using cash envelope stuffing, kind of based loosely on the Dave Ramsey method, but I've kind of turned it into my own kind of savings plan for different variable spending that I have in my life. So yeah, I will begin with my latest paycheck that I received this kind of last Friday, and it was actually July 2nd, but I had some cash sitting around, so I decided to use that instead. So I had $190 Canadian, and then I had 50 US dollars. We're planning a trip to Disneyland in November now that there is a lot of positive news on borders opening and traveling. And so we booked a trip to Disneyland. I don't know if you watched some of my earlier videos, but I saved up for a trip to Mexico 2 years ago. That obviously fell through due to COVID, and we had a whole bunch of credits with the airline that had to be used up. We've always wanted to go to Disneyland, and if there's one thing that 2020 taught us, it's that life is too short. So that's what we're doing this year. We're going to Disneyland. Yay! If you've been watching my other videos, you know that my wedding is coming up here, so we're going to start saving for our bachelor and bachelorette parties. I have an envelope started here for Sorrel for his bachelor party, and I'm going to put $50 into it. I kind of know the plans, and I'm really excited for him. It's perfect. His friends have planned him kind of the perfect bachelor party, so I want to send him on his way with some spending money. So 20, 40, 50. And I say that like it's my money or something, but we have a shared bank account, so it's our money. But the trick is to be wise with your money and allocate it to different savings goals, especially if you're like me and you are a spender. I love to spend money. And if I don't have a plan and kind of a direction for my savings goals, then it just ends up getting spent on anything. So that is why this plan works so well for me. For my bachelorette party, I'm going to put $40 into this savings goal. So, yeah, not sure what I'll be doing for that yet. For Disneyland in November, I'm going to put $20. I also have a separate envelope for US, as you can see, US dollars there. But I think for this envelope, I'm just going to use this up until the point that we are in Canada and then we fly to the States. So I have one night in Vancouver booked. So this will probably be our savings for different things that we'll do in Vancouver for one night. But yeah, it's just nice to have a bit of extra cash, as you know, for incidentals when you are traveling. My next envelope. So everybody that I know and all my friends are kind of obsessed with linen sheets. I know it's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It's if you want it, right? But I've been sold on the benefits of linen sheets, and this summer is turning out to be a hot one. So I guess linen is kind of thermoregulating and it keeps you cooler at night. So as much as I would like to go out and just like buy sheets, they are so expensive. And I found some online for about $350. I should say somebody I know found them online and they did a lot of research. So I'm just going off of their research. P.S. Thank you for that. So I would like to buy a set of linen sheets for, yeah, $350. So I'm going to put $20 into this savings goal. My next envelope is for my pet. I'm going to put $20 and there should be $50 in there. So 20, 40, 50. And actually, now that it's hot out, she's starting to have these kind of like almost like blistering sores on her neck, like where her collar is. I feel so bad. But I've talked to a few people that that's kind of happened to their dogs before. If it gets much worse, I'm going to take her to the vet, and thankfully we have an envelope for that. But so far they look like they're healing okay, but I feel so bad. I think it was from bringing her to the river and then just kind of rubbed her neck a little bit, and she's got a little bit of irritation there. So we'll keep a good close eye on it. And of course she's like basically our child, so we'll be bringing her to the vet if they get any worse or just terrible. And then in August we plan a camping trip a few hours out of town. And I'm going to put $20 towards this goal. And we were lucky enough to inherit a camper van. It's like a 1980 Dodge Ram, and it's brown and it's awesome. And so it's pretty sweet actually to go camping in an actual camper van versus a tent. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but who needs fancy when you're camping, and we have the best time ever. So between gas and food and I don't know, maybe some extra little flotation devices for the lake that we might be spending a couple $100s on that. And then for my last envelope, my US dollars envelope, which has nothing in it. And why do I have 20 extra dollars? I'll figure out where to put that later. I went to the bank and got $50 US, and it was around $65 Canadian, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh my gosh, there's just something about American bills that just like, they feel so good. And they fit so perfectly in like these envelopes. The way I like to save up for trips is through cash. As a spender, I am apt to go spend the money if I have it. And this way, when I have US dollars, there is absolutely no way I can spend this money when I'm in Canada. At least without, like, I would look kind of foolish if I went somewhere and tried to, you know, use American dollars in Canada. I'm sure I could somewhere, but it's a good way for me to save up for especially trips. And that's why in some of my other videos you've seen me buy some euros, because I'm going to Switzerland hopefully in the spring. So yeah, this is a great way to save up some money, and my goal is to have around 500 US dollars cash. The only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about is, what if I get there and because of COVID, nobody's taking cash? So I just like really hope that works out in a positive way for me. I'm sure people will still take cash, but you never know, especially Disneyland. Everything is so kind of like digital, and they're used to lots of tourists coming through, so I'm sure everything is like friendly for credit cards. But anyways, we'll see when we get there. So this month I'm working in town for another week, and then I am going actually out of town to work for a week, so that's kind of exciting. And I'm working towards another no spend reset. I kind of want to start over with my no spend year, because I did end up buying some things, but I felt like instead of sort of completely failing my no spend, I was actually more in line with like, I really thought about all of my purchases, and I really bought everything that, like, everything I bought, I was planning on buying anyways, and I didn't, it was kind of my first year that I was really determined not to buy things impulsively, so I'm kind of proud of myself for that. But I would like to restart another no spend year. I finally opened a spousal RRSP, so for Canadians out there with a spouse where like you make more money than they do, you can actually put extra money into their RRSP. You don't really like benefit at, when you retire, you're not sort of benefiting directly from that because it's technically their money, and if you guys ever split up, like, you never get that money back because it's in their name, but you get the tax benefits. So we opened that together, and I've been able to contribute to it finally. It took like 3 months. The paperwork got messed up like 4 times, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm one of those people that if something is gonna go wrong, it will go wrong. And I think that's why I'm so good at bureaucracy and like paperwork, is because I am just prepared. I'm never turned away by it, like turned off of anything like paperwork wise, because I'm just used to dealing with it. And then it looks like we can finally have a big wedding in September. Thank goodness, everything's open up September 7th, and it looks like full steam ahead. So exciting. And I was kind of thinking about like when people are asking like, where do I start with budgeting? Start with budgeting your next paycheck. So if you are starting from like ground zero, just look at the paycheck that you're going to make your next paycheck and kind of just think about where your paycheck is going. Simply the act of just writing down your bills, your mortgage or your rent payment, your groceries, kind of gives you a good idea of how much money you have left over at the end of your paycheck that you can use to save or pay off debt or whatever. Start with paying an extra $20 to debt. You're never going to miss that extra $20. Even if you have like an extra $150 or $200 after all your bills are paid, $20 really isn't that much. And I think it gets you in the mindset of like, well, maybe that's one less meal out or one less thing you purchase, and you can kind of get in that mindset of almost like you're sacrificing for the betterment of your future. Eat one less meal out a week. And actually, me and Sorrel have got it down to eating out 1 meal a week. And that is, if you had told me 2 years ago that I was not going to eat out except for 1 meal a week, I would have told you were nuts. But it can be done, people, I swear. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And the most simplest thing you can do too is just stay home. Don't go to the store. Don't, like, I was gonna say don't go to online shops, but I guess you could do that from home. But don't go to restaurants, don't go to stores, don't tempt yourself. If you know that you're a spender, just don't go to the stores to begin with. Stay home and like find a way to make your home a haven, make it a nice place to be, and then you'll kind of enjoy the process of saving and budgeting and not spending more money. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Write down your spending, write down your budget, and just go from there. And just know that you're gonna probably fail 1,000 times like I have done. Like, seriously, you guys, I know I have a budget channel, I'm obsessed with this stuff, and I'm still learning, I'm still working it out. So anyways, I am rather chatty today and I'm gonna sign off now. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.